How's it going? Hope you're having a great day. And this is a companion commentary on my photo project, Princess Ledges. So, Princess Ledges was actually a place that was recommended to me from someone, and I just loved the name Princess Ledges. Like, it's so random. And uh, so, I went there with my camera in hopes to get some photos, and I really enjoyed being there. So, I ended up making a photo project out of this place. So it's a pretty small park. It's like very strange to get. It's like the weirdest location. So it's like kind of off of a main road, but it's hidden. Like there's a bunch of like smaller business type stuff. I don't. There's like random buildings, and there's a trailer park, but there's a road right next to the trailer park, like right before it, that you go down around this hill, and then you're in this parking lot or the park of Princess Ledges. Like it's pretty much hidden in like a kind of a busy area. It's kinda strange place. It's not like a park where you see like, "Wow, look at this park. I'm gonna check this out." It's definitely hidden for sure. So, let's get into Princess Ledges. And, well, before we do, check out beastmedia.com after this video. You can view this project and all other projects for free, no cost. And, yeah, just enjoy the projects. Check them out. Um, I highly recommend, like, maybe listen to some tunes. I haven't really talked about that. Sometimes I listen to certain music, especially like instrumental type music. It's like it's a good vibe, especially you can kind of create your own atmosphere with that, your own world. That's what it's all about. Is making your own world. That's why I love. That's why I love the art life. All right, let's get into this project. Princess Ledges. So as usual, I'm always looking for something like something when I'm around. Yeah, you mean it's I'm not really trying to get the whatever one else would get. I mentioned that before too. Is like it's so natural for me to do that because I know what I'm looking for. I have a comment on YouTube right now that I need to reply to. I actually forgot about this. Is he asked about how do I choose a photo because it's so hard for him to choose, and I really don't have to choose like. And this isn't like a William Eggleston thing where I take one photo of one thing. I definitely will work a scene. There's a photographer, Jeff Mermelstein, I think is how you say his name, um, where he photographs a shoe that's burning, just a random burning shoe in the street of New York. And he talks about how he worked the shoe. That he didn't take one photo. He checked how much film he had, and he just kept on shooting different angles and whatnot of the shoe. Um, I don't, it's, and I think it's probably like that, where it's just like, oh, he found something that was special and kind of worked around that. That happens with me. But like, say, like this photo and other photos, like, this is like, all right, I like this photo. It's something I know that I like. It's my style, my vibe. I photograph it and I move on. So it's very much like a lot of the photos I take are one photo and I move on. And maybe throughout this, I can explain maybe a little bit differently. I know there's a photo I can kind of help this example. So I really wanted to kind of make this not so much like a walkthrough, but sort of a walkthrough of what the actual Princess Ledge is. And I know I talk about it, and I think it was before the garden that grew. But I tend to notice like interesting things with like faces. I thought I'd kind of get a little weird with uh two shots of like my boots. Just kind of like why not? It's part of like it's just an idea of like I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna kept it in there. A lot of times there's not too much. Some things are really deliberate, and some things are not. And then sometimes if they're not at the beginning, they end up being later. and vice versa. Sometimes there's a photo, I'm like, "I wanna make this photo for this project," and it doesn't end up in the project. So this is a photo, there's a nest right in the middle, and this is one where I shot different kind of vertical angles, and I had to pick one of my favorites. Like, this was one of those examples. But for me, it's very I don't really get into the whole, like, I have, like, 10 photos, and I really have a hard time picking one out. It's I don't think I've ever really had that problem. Like, I pretty much like, so this one, I had maybe 6 angles, let's just say, and when I opened them up, it was pretty much like, "Cool, that one." Like, that's really how fast I work. There's not really not too much involved with, like, overanalyzing angles. This is another one. I shot, like, maybe further away or something, but right when I opened them up, I was like, "This is the one I like." Um, and this is probably my favorite, one of my favorites in this project for sure. I really like this one. Just a crazy tree that fell over. And we make it to the ledges. Again, I kinda wanted to get, like, your head into the ledges. So that was kind of you know, the simple part of the project was just that. But as you can tell, I didn't really want to be like, "Oh, here's here's Princess Ledges." You know what I mean? Like, it was more like, you know, "Let's dive deeper. Let's get a tone." You know what I mean? This one I this one was another one I was trying to get, like, good, it was, like, just dripping some water. Just I shot, I don't know, maybe 10 photos of just, like, the different drops, opening it up, and I like this one. This thing I tend that I've learned over time, I mentioned that it's like, as projects go, I've learned to, like, break things up. So interesting how this is, like, just stuff you find, like, "What's going on here?" You know, it kinda reminds me of, like, Blair Witch Project. And we're back over, you know? This is kinda what I mean, like, the break, like, kind of doesn't seem, like, too repetitive, even though the photos are different. I didn't want it to be too repetitive. It is interesting how these look, you know? There's, my shadow at Princess Ledges, and that's the project. Yeah, this is another one of those ones where I mean, this is completely random, you know? I was told, like, "Hey, have you ever been to Princess Ledges?" Like, "What? Princess Ledges? No." You know, so, like, if that conversation didn't happen, this project wouldn't happen. It was just, like, one of those things where it's like, you know, smack me in the face, like, "Cool, there's a project, Princess Ledges," and just making it happen. And I made a comment about my own projects in a recent commentary. It's so funny as I'm, like, doing these, commentaries, I'm always hard on myself as an artist, and then I'm, like, saying, like, "Man, I don't do enough, like, these projects where, you know, it's like just like, not simple, but just a simple idea, and, like, Princess Ledges, cool, I'm gonna do that." But, like, I have been doing them, but, like, it's just, like, that's just how I am. I'm always, striving to do, you know, more projects, you know, get better at projects, you know, that type of thing, and I think that's a good thing, to, I'm really in it, yeah, for sure, you know what I mean? When I say I'm on the quest of the art life, I'm definitely not not something that I'm just like, "Oh, yeah, I'm questing the art life." Like, nah, my That is my goal, is to live the art life for sure. So, anyways, that is Princess Ledges. Again, check out bsmitty.com. You can see this project and all other projects for free. I have a merch shop, bunch of cool stuff in there. Print shop. I have B Smitty originally owned, which is I call them boo prints, uh, which they hang in the studio, and then so they're basically like a one of one. B Smitty originally owned, hangs up there for a while, then ends up on the print shop. So definitely check that out. I'm on Instagram at OGBSmitty, and I'll see you in the next video.